You're about to witness one of the most extraordinary acts of survival you'll ever see. Ken Peters was performing in a show at SeaWorld in San Diego when a killer whale suddenly turned on him. For the next 10 minutes, Ken was locked in a life and death struggle with the 3-ton predator. It's incredible that he kept his composure and made it out of that tank alive. Others haven't been so lucky. It's November 29, 2006, and trainer Ken Peters is performing his regular routine at SeaWorld with a killer whale called Kasukta. But when Peters dives into the water, it soon becomes clear that Kasukta isn't playing by the script.
Kasukta has other ideas. She doesn't want to perform, and instead she grabs Ken Peters' foot and drags him directly down to the bottom of the pool. She holds him down there for upwards to a minute as the other trainers around the pool's edge begin to realize that something has gone terribly wrong.
This shocking video has only recently come to light after an investigation by author David Kirby, who obtained the tape while researching the death of another trainer at the park.
I'm sure SeaWorld would have preferred this video never to have been seen by the public. It is graphic and it's chilling.
Finally, after a heart-stopping struggle, Ken Peters breaks free.
He catches his breath. You think, thank God this is over. But Kasukta again has other ideas. She grabs his foot again. She pulls him back down underwater. This time she holds him underwater even longer.
For what seems an eternity, Kasukta drags her trainer underwater, shaking him violently. Then slowly, agonisingly slowly, brings him back to the surface.
Ken Peters managed to remain incredibly calm, which probably saved his life. It looks like he manages to get his foot out of her mouth, and then he's kicking his feet around to try to prevent her from grabbing him again, but she managed to do that, and this just then goes on and on and on, and she's basically dragging him through the water by the foot.
Peters is now fighting for his life, and you'll see, his underwater ordeal is far from over. For SeaWorld, this is the nightmare scenario.
Something's wrong.
But not the first or last attack of its kind. Since the 1970s, there have been dozens of such incidents at marine parks across America. SeaWorld is the biggest of them all, and its chief animal curator, Kelly Flaherty Clark, denies there's a problem.
We're the experts and we know how to read killer whale behavior. And since we've been doing this for 40 years, we're well prepared.
Oh, big shot's on.
I first reported on these attacks 2 years ago, not long after SeaWorld's star performer Tilikum grabbed his devoted trainer Dawn Branchow by her ponytail and dragged her into the water. Dawn was dismembered and killed. To this day, SeaWorld's adamant that no one could have predicted Tilikum would attack.
The behavior that he was showing us was not hunting behavior, was not aggressive behavior, was not killing behavior.
What was it then? To play with Dawn?
I can't tell you what he was doing, and I don't think anybody can. Unless they can analyze these sounds that you're hearing behind me and tell me what they're saying, they have no idea. That's where I'd like to leave that.
But many whale experts say it's no surprise that these natural-born killers respond badly to being forced to perform tricks on demand.
How in the world could they possibly have such an animal under control?
Among them, marine biologist Dr. Naomi Rose.
They are in their element and the trainers are out of theirs. They're in water.
Do they forget that they're working with extremely dangerous animals?
I think they might never really understand how dangerous they are in the first place.
Author David Kirby says that when Kasukta attacked Ken Peters, she was simply reacting to hearing her calf calling to her from a back pool.
She was telling Ken Peters, no, I don't want to do a show. My child's calling for me.
This vision was recorded by SeaWorld as it does for every show. There were few witnesses. The audience was quickly ushered out of their seats as soon as it became clear the show had gone horribly wrong. Then, after 10 minutes of unrelenting torture, Ken Peters sees his chance.
He finally breaks away from her. Now, by this time, his colleagues have deployed a net across the pool. He clears the net, he swims as fast as he can, and everybody thinks, thank goodness this is over. But Kasukta has another idea. She sees him, she quickly turns around and charges him. And that's when he scrambles up to try to stand up and run out of the pool just in time.
Peters is rushed to hospital suffering serious puncture wounds and crushed bones in both feet. A few days later, the tourist spectacular at SeaWorld was back in full swing. But Peters refuses to talk about the ordeal. And this billion-dollar industry is facing growing questions about whether it's right to keep these magnificent animals in captivity to amuse the tourists.
Killer whales have opinions of their own. When they go off behavior, when they're rampaging, they're not going to listen to any human being. They make up their own mind what they want to do.
Hello, I'm Tara Brown. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our extra minute segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.